English orthography. Okay? So, what are we looking at here? We are looking at English. Now we understand orthography. I'll explain all this to you, so don't worry about it. So, what do we mean by unphonetic? We looked at 3 examples yesterday. Let's read those examples. What were they? We looked at
Apple.
See, initially we looked at the alphabet system of the English alphabet. Okay, so A, B, C na paathuka up to Z. Okay, so this is the English alphabet. And what did we see? What we observed that we took one. You can note down these examples and use them in your answers. Okay, and in this case, remember you need not follow the word limit. There is you cannot write 200 word answer for this. You can only give examples. How do you justify the unphonetic character of English orthography? Single line answer. The number of letters in the English alphabet and the number of sounds in the English phonology are not the same. This is the answer. Enna my answer. The letters and the sounds don't have one-to-one correspondence. Enna answer, sir? I will give you a third example. Third way of defining it. Okay? The number of letters and the number of sounds are not the same. There is no one-to-one correspondence between a letter and a sound. Okay? The English spelling always achieves sounds not just by single sounds, single letters, but by combination of letters. By single letters, by combination of 2 letters, and by combination of 3 letters. Now, okay? So, orthography is, what do you mean by orthography? Spelling. Okay? Orthography is another. So, when you notice, the spelling and the pronunciation are always different. So, I can give it to you, I'll write it down as answer. So, what do we notice? First thing is the letter and the sound and its pronunciation differ. The letter and its pronunciation. Any letter. Okay? Yesterday we looked at only one letter. What was that? A. We can look at other letters also. You can name any letter you want. I'll give you. Okay? A letter and its pronunciation differ. And its pronunciation differ. So there is no one pronunciation for one letter. If this is not clear, a letter has got different pronunciations. Okay? A letter has got different pronunciations. Different pronunciations. Has got different pronunciation based on which word it comes. Based on which word it comes. Okay? Different pronunciation based on pronunciations based on in which word it occurs. So this is one example. So one example for this is A in apple is apple. A, the letter A. So we are taking on the letter A. We are writing the word apple. Okay, the spelling A, P, P, and E. Are you clear? In pronunciation apple. Open your mouth. Your pronunciation that is not part of the course, but still. I'll tell you. Okay, this is app. Then let's go to the second one. The second example that we saw was about. Smile, but don't smile too much. A very weak smile. About. Okay? If you smile too much, you produce E. That is your smile. But if you smile less, about. Keep your mouth in neutral position. Not too stretched, not too rounded. Okay? So this is above. And what is this? What is this? We are using IPA symbols. These are IPA symbols. What are they? What is the international phonetic alphabet? IPA is nothing but the International Phonetic Alphabet. International Phonetic Alphabet used to represent, okay, it is used to write the sounds of the words languages. It is a why do we need it? For example, any those languages which follow the Roman script. This is the Roman script, correct? Okay, this is part of the Roman script. Roman script is ABC. Let us assume I am writing a Russian word, okay, or I write an Arabic word, or yesterday we tried out a Tamil word. Then how does a person who does not know the Tamil script understand how it sounds? So the IPA will help you there. The IPA is an alphabet to represent the pronunciation or the sounds of the world's languages. How many languages are there in the world?
6,000.
6,000, not less than 6,000. You can check the UCLA website for that. I'll give you that link later. Wonderful. And the third that we saw was English because that is familiar. You are familiar with English, so you can always do that. That's why I am giving you English as an example. Okay? So, apple, about, and then answer. Okay? Answer. Written like this. Answer. So, இது என்ன சார் அதே ஏதானே பட் இந்த மூணுமே வேற sound and you don't have three different letters. We even tried to create three different letters. இதுக்கு நான் இது default, okay? Then இதுக்கு நான் இப்படி create பண்ணலாம். And இதுக்கு நான் something like this. Something like this. So these are two different letters of A which I am creating to represent these sounds. So what will happen? Instead of 26 letters in English alphabet, what will happen? I have to add 27, 28. Any person doing German will know. This is A. But this is A. A. அதே மாதிரி O இருக்கும். Two dots on top here. This represents a particular sound. So the problem is in the English alphabet you do not have enough number of letters to represent the number of sounds. That is why we need the help of IPA to understand this. Sir, I need to learn all these symbols. Without learning all these symbols, how will I do? You can only do that by introducing standard words and then say, you put down the question. Again, you have to rely on spelling. For example, I can take this is like far or the far. Okay? Otherwise, you saw the answer. Apple or apple. Again, you will be reliant on spelling. You can use spelling to teach the pronunciation, nothing wrong. But unless and until you have a standardized set of words, in English, the number of letters and the number of sounds differ. There are less number of letters to represent more number of sounds. So how does English get about it? That is why it is unphonetic. So what do you mean by phonetic orthography? Then we come to that, okay? So IPA is used for that. So these symbols are, okay, these are some symbols that we use. Yes. Convention. So this is the convention in which we write. That is, there will be a symbol which will appear like, which will be like the English alphabet, but which will be between standard lines. Anything which is represented between two standard lines is a sound. So be very clear. Okay? So this is what next. What is the meaning? So are you clear about this? The unphonetic character of English orthography. Now the question arises. So you can say this. You can write this. So how would you write? Can anyone go ahead and come on? In English orthography is unphonetic because the number of letters. Come on. In English orthography, very good. English orthography does not have enough of letters to represent itself. Okay? Note down. Okay? In English, the number of letters is not enough or less. In English, the letters of the English alphabet, is less than, okay, the number of letters. In English, the number of letters of the alphabet is less than or not equal to the number of sounds in
Phonetics.
Okay, in phonology. So what happens here? The same letter is used for representing different sounds. Okay, okay. How does English orthography get through? So how does it compensate? By using the same letter for representing different sounds. So how does it get through? It has to get through. So I'll give an example. Okay, I'll give an example. Pronounce. Man. Wait. He is silent, no ma. அப்ப ரெண்டுமே மேட் தான் இருக்கணும். கிளாஸ் மேட் கிளாஸ் மேட் ரெண்டும் ஒண்ணுதானே. அப்ப இத எடுத்துட்டா என்ன? It has an effect. Even silent letters have an effect on the pronunciation of a word. So don't underestimate silent letters. Okay, for example, Mama, he சொல்றா நீ எதுக்கு தாரியா நீ ஜட்ஜ் முடிஞ்சது ஆனா அந்த நீ தான் இதுக்கு இண்டிகேட் பண்ற இல்ல நீ என்னவா வார்த்தை இந்த நீ இஸ் நாட் தேர் ஹவ் டு யூ ப்ரொனவுன்ஸ் இட் ஜட்ஜ் எஸ் ஆமா ஜட்ஜ் தான் சொல்லணும் நீ ஜட்ஜ் சொல்லுங்க yeah exactly if I remove this judge will not solve so even silent letters have an effect so how does it get through these are the three strategies I think this three strategies you can know strategy 1 okay strategy 1 so how does it you are answering the question how does English represent sounds how many sounds are there in English phonology sound and letter வித்தியாசம் புரியுதா இல்ல நம்ம இந்தியன்ஸ் புரியாது இது டேக் டைம் ஏன்னா எந்த எழுத்தாலும் for every letter there is one sound this will have only one value okay this will have only one value இது தவிர வேற இருக்காது ஆனா இதே விஷயம் இங்கிலீஷ்ல எடுத்து பார்த்தா இத நான் எங்கனா யூஸ் பண்ணுவேன் okay are you clear wait அப்ப எப்படி how does English come to this so one the same letter is used for different pronunciations has different pronunciations okay the same letter has different pronunciations D so how does English orthography overcome the unphonetic character of its nature the unphonetic character எப்படி அது overcome பண்ணுது okay so the same letter has different pronunciations for example like this combination of letters that is two letter three letter combination two letter or three letter combinations will become one sound